Now you might be asking to yourself right now, Exro, what's this whole get-up you got going on this week? Well, simply put, I got lice, and I thought the best way to combat lice is, of course, recording a new video to celebrate it, you know, to celebrate the new roommates up there. So that's this is gonna be on the whole episode. You all get the luxury of seeing my hair bathe in a vault of olive oil. I really hope that explains it. I hope this thing isn't falling off or anything. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to be fucked with this another day. So as the 2020s are coming upon us, of course, following alongside that is the 2020 elections. And with the 2020 elections comes just a shit ton of politics, political debates, all the whole shebang. And I decide I'm going to take that and I'm going to use it to talk about my own personal issues with politics. Not necessarily the specifics within each political party, but rather my issues with just how each party portrays themselves, how irrational everyone acts when it gets to politics, and so on and so forth. Basically, I'm going to divide this into 3 different parts, and I think the best way to get into that all is just to dive straight into the first part. So whenever you're referencing the 2 primary political parties in the United States, the Republicans and the Democrats, whenever you actually look into them, they're the exact fucking same. Both of them strive to achieve the same things: comfortable living, good economy, basic safety needs, so on and so forth. The only thing that divides these people is how we get to that point. And that's not a bad thing, that's not the issue. The issue is just the fact that whenever we see someone who has a different way of solving an issue that doesn't immediately fall into line with ours, we have this innate ability to just become fucking baboons and start whipping our cocks out and peeing all over each other. Whenever it comes to politics, people get nasty. People get really fucking nasty, you know? They fucking hate this person for these amount of politics, they hate this other person for the same reasons. Even though they're all trying to achieve the same thing, they fucking despise each other. And what that results in is this, like, flare of just condescension whenever you get into any political debate with anybody. Now, I've gotten in my fair share of political debates on the internet. I've learned my lessons to never get in a political debate on the internet. But very rarely have I ever actually encountered someone who keeps up to date with politics who is actually rational with said politics and doesn't resort to name-calling by the end of it. And I understand that for some people, they use politics to, tap into this inner toxicity, and that's fine and all if you want to do that, but whenever you're just a rational, average person who just has, like, maybe a couple things they don't immediately agree with, and then the other side fucking full out attacks them, it's insane. It is full on fucking retarded. There is no better example, in my opinion, than the online debate that No Time for Nonsense and Turkey Tom had with No Time for Bullshit. Or wait, no, not fuck. It's his name's No Bullshit. He's a political commentator, and No Time for Nonsense and Turkey Tom decided to tag team to get in a little podcast with them. Have a little political discussion. Even though No Bullshit had no idea what he was talking about half the time, and that's not just me saying it, he flat out has no idea what the hell socialism even is.
I want to ask you, what do you think socialism is?
I think socialism is a failed economic system that has killed millions of people and
what is the definition? What is the definition of socialism?
What is that economic system?
Russia used to be socialist. It used to be trying to be communist.
That's not a definition.
That's not a definition. What is socialism?
It's like a country of people that want to be really social.
He still argues against it, and he still calls anyone who agrees with it or anyone who doesn't agree with him just complete buffoons and all these other big-ass insults that he probably doesn't know what they mean half the time. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying go for socialism or don't go for socialism. The last thing I want you guys to gather from this video is what my own political opinions are. But the point is that because other people disagreed with no bullshit, no matter even if they were right and he had no idea what he was talking about, no matter how many times they disproved him in the stream, he still had this inner tapestry of just stupid shit. It was this whole us versus them mentality, and I think that sums up the majority of what makes politics so mind-numbing. You think for people trying to go for the same things that, you know, it bring people closer together, but as a matter of fact, it tears people apart even further. The second issue I want to talk about is media bias and all that other stuff. The big issue with politics is that whenever you convince the mainstream media of this thing, it can easily influence more casual people towards that same thing, regardless if said thing was actually based in any factual evidence in the first place. A really good example of this is that whole time whenever those, I guess, native veterans were singing in front of those kids who had MAGA hats. Nothing happened. All those kids were doing were just smiling with a smug face as those people approached them and sang in front of their face for the longest fucking time. But the media demonized them for, I guess, having smug faces. I heard rumors that they assaulted these people, that all this other shit happened whenever it didn't. In the original video posted, those kids were just smiling with a smug face. God, crucify me, am I right? All those times I've smiled with a smug face. Oh man, it's also caused my high school life to be fucking hell. I know high school is a very small portion of your life, but even though it is a small portion of your life, it fucking sucks. And part of what you'll be doing if you're one of those small boys still sucking on your mom's teat, you know, not in high school yet, or still experiencing high school, is you're probably gonna have an assignment where someone asks you to cite a credited source. Credited sources are almost impossible to find. Even with Google Scholar, you will still manage to find some just stupid bullshit. It's because every other article on the face of the internet has some sort of like just bias as like a blanket. There are certain news sources that you just flat out can't even trust anymore, because the second it comes to politics, they pull out their cock and decide to beat their meat. So if you're neutral, or if you're not the side that the mainstream media agrees with, or even if you are the side that the mainstream media agrees with, you're gonna get a fucking headache real fast if you go anywhere on social media, if you look at any fucking television for the next 4 fucking years, and that might not even be safe. I mean, for fuck's sake, for 4 years now, non-stop, Trevor Noah has been making the same Trump jokes that he's made before Trump was even elected, which aren't funny, mind you. Not because I might not agree with Trevor Noah's politics, but because he's been running the same fucking joke for 4 years. Trevor, it's like 4 fucking years later. I didn't realize I was entering into a fucking Game Grumps skit whenever I decided to watch your show. Can you stop? The joke's dead now. Even if you do agree with these people, I'd imagine seeing this same shit all over the place with these irrational fucking people would be stupid. And I say that because I feel disappointed whenever I see anyone who agrees with my politics acting like a fucking dumbass. Because that's not how I want to be represented. Sure, that might be the name of the game in politics, but still, I'd like to keep my dignity intact. You just can't find any credible or neutral source on the matter anymore. No, it all has to be bathed in this stupid bullshit of personal politics. Who gives a shit? I just want to read an article about saving the bees. I don't want to see this other shit about voting in 2020. Dude, I just turned 12. I don't even know what voting means. Finally, we come to the third part of this video over politics, that being just self-entitlement. Now, as I said earlier, because you have these, these people who disagree with each other, they have this fundamental ideology to just go cutthroat with each other. They have this idea that if you don't agree with every single thing that you're immediately against them. What this relays back into the overall subject is just the fact that they are so self-entitled that they believe that their politics need to be heard above all else. And this has resulted in some pretty talented people, pretty popular, pretty big people, just using their audience as a way for them to fucking guzzle out the semen that is their own personal politics. The two YouTubers that immediately come to mind that were relatively entertaining were Jello Apocalypse and Quentin Reviews. And the second they pulled out the politics card, they immediately discouraged everybody except for the ones who immediately agreed with them. Because whenever they pull out politics, they're not making a strong case against someone or something. They're just saying the first thing they heard from some politically entitled article that's filled with bullshit that has no fact-checking, and then it all results down the surface level politics. And when viewers see that stupid shit that they didn't come in there to watch, whenever they go there to see a review of the motherfucking Thinning 2 movie, and then they get this whole I fucking hate Trump monologue, they're gonna be turned off because they didn't fucking come here to hear about your personal opinions on Trump or any other politics. They came here to see you make fun of motherfucking Logan Paul. And this is something that is constantly being inflicted, not just into YouTube, but in all sorts of fucking media. You got televisions doing it, you got fucking books doing it, probably. You got television shows, movies. I probably already said television shows. That's just how many times they fucking do it. And listen, politics and media in itself isn't a bad thing, but whenever it's not balanced out with anything else, whenever you come here to this certain thing to, embrace it, to escape reality, and all you get is more fucking reality, it's goddamn annoying. I don't know a single person who actually unironically enjoys this who don't have their heads up their ass. What's ironic is that whenever a lot of these people I previously mentioned, like Jill Apocalypse or Quentin Reviews, have their politics challenged, they just strawman the whole thing. That just goes to show how fucking divisive and shitty politics are, especially in things where you didn't come there for the fucking politics. It puts everyone in a shitty mood. It's basically the equivalent of an in real life no fun zone, and it's fucking tiring. So you might be asking, what's the solution to this? Oh boy, do I have the solution for you. You see, if you vote me as your president in 2020, I will not only make sure that Dragon Ball Evolution gets a Laserdisc release, I will also make sure that I suck every single ounce of cock in the entire universe. Big cock, small cock, green cock. I will suck cock you've never even seen before. It'll be like a fucking what's the sticks you stick meat on? I will guzzle a gallon of cock semen every single day for the next 4 years if you elect me to be your president 2020. Come on, baby, let's go Exro! Hey! And I assure you, if you elect me, I'll suck your cock, even if you're a girl, and I'll be seeing you in the president's chair. Good night, America.